Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant, substituting for Jeremy as he makes his way back from the Final Four to the Jersey Shore, and he will come back to 30 degrees at 6:08 on April 5th. And Zach, we made it through the toughest half hour in radio.
Yes, we did.
So we are ready to start rolling, and we have our first guest on the line this morning. And remember, you can call in and join the conversation at 732-505-1160. And I would like to welcome in Tim Hart, who is the director of the Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Phil.
How you doing this morning?
I'm awake.
You're awake. That is good, because we like our guests to be awake in the morning. And I know we were talking for a little bit there, and I guess we could have got you out on the road early. Maybe Zach could have picked you up on his way up from Little Lake Harbor, but you could have got a little extra sleep in his car. But we are glad you joined us this morning, and excited to have you. And want to talk a little bit about you first. I'm always happy to see somebody whose resume is a lot longer than mine. And you definitely have done a wealth of good things here in Ocean County. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how you ended up as the director of Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission.
Well, I grew up here in Stafford Township in Manahawkin, and I was actually born in the hospital in Lakewood, and I lived here all my life. And went away to college and was a businessman for many years, and always involved in civic activities, historical societies, and so forth. And about 10 years ago, I ended up going down to the Tuckerton Seaport to be the director, and then in 2009, had the opportunity, and I applied at the county, and I became the county historian. So it's a pretty short story.
So tell me, I mean, a short story. I mean, I'm looking at your resume. You have no short story. I mean, you have done a lot in your career and your life. And so tell me, what is a day in the life of the Ocean County historian?
Well, it's pretty interesting. I get requests from people who are doing books. I get requests from people who are doing different activities. Sometimes a person will be doing archaeological study in preparation for a building program or something. But most of what I do in the course of a day, my department supports the nonprofits in Ocean County. There are about 100 nonprofits that do history and art kind of activities, and we're really sort of the facilitator for those. We go to state meetings, read journals and so forth, and then we kind of digest the information and share it with the other groups. And we do give out grants, and that takes up quite a bit of our time. And then we do some original programming. We just finished 4 years on the American Civil War. We had a whole series of events over at Courthouse 1, and now we're getting ready for World War I, which is kind of surprising. Ocean County had quite a bit going on during World War I.
I don't remember, but I know that in talking through the years with the township clerk here in Toms River, Mark Mutter, he is always talking about the history of Toms River in Ocean County and how it really was part of almost every major war and event in America.
Oh, absolutely. And Ocean County only had 20,000 people, and about 2,000 people served during the First World War. You know, the United States came in later. The rest of the world started in 1914. We don't enter until April of 1917. But it's really amazing to think that 2,000 out of 20,000. So first of all, if half of them are women, and then you take out the senior citizens and the children, that's like an amazing 40% participation rate. That is just phenomenal.
That really is. So you said, so if people are writing books or they're doing, I guess, documentaries, so they come to you. Have you run across anybody famous?
Contacting us, you mean?
Yes.
No, not really. Most of the books are kind of academic and so forth, or they're people looking for their family history. We had somebody recently had been related to an artist on Long Beach Island, and they wanted to know where the person came from, where they lived, and so forth. And it took 3 or 4 shots, but we finally found somebody who lived down the street, and it was a pretty remarkable story. And supposedly this person was a friend of Picasso's, and some of his paintings got confused with Picasso. It was a kind of strange story, but anyway, there's always something new in our office. It's not boring at all.
So no 2 days are alike.
Oh, absolutely not. Right.
That's my favorite kind of job. That's kind of like what I do. And I guess in thinking about it, so I do environmental consulting when I'm not sitting here on the radio, and we do a lot of requests for information through Oprah, for culture information, for property information. So I guess, do those requests go through your office?
Well, the Section 106s, that's whenever federal money or some version of federal money is going to be spent. They have to do an analysis called Section 106 that whether there was anything historic on a site. And that can lead to archaeology. It can be done paperwork-wise. And we get, 4 or 5 of those a year. The most recent group has been cell towers. For some bizarre reason, when you're going to build a cell tower, you need the Section 106, and so we have a whole drawer full of those. Those usually don't involve too much archaeology, but if they're going to do a road widening, like when the Parkway expanded and so forth,
right,
they have to go up and down looking for archaeological things.
Right. So, I mean, I guess when it comes to archaeology, here digging around the sands of Ocean County, I know I've always seen on the front page of the paper when they find unexploded, artillery shells and things like that. Have they found anything more substantial recently, or anything you know of?
Not recently. Nothing like that. We're working at Cedar Bridge Tavern, which is in the western part of Barnegat Township, where 539 and 72 join. We think it's the location of the last documented land battle of the American Revolution. Anyway, we've recovered almost 20,000 archaeological items out of there over the last 10 years, and it's pretty remarkable site, and you're always surprised. Ocean County has one of the larger Lenape groupings of archaeology from the Native Americans pre-contact, and both the Lenapes, who were the Native Americans who were here when the Europeans came, but also the earlier natives, like from just after the Ice Age. So
now, when these items are recovered, where do they go? I mean, is there a museum here in Ocean County?
That's a very, very interesting question. Ultimately, they're supposed to end up going to, in the case of the artifacts on Ocean County property, they'll stay with Ocean County. We have to have an archival section to handle that. But otherwise, items go up to the museum in Trenton. And sometimes they take a really bizarre turn. In Lakehurst used to be a railroad hub, and they did archaeological work, and the person paying for the archaeological work didn't pay, so the items remained in the consultant's office in Bound Brook. That consultant went bankrupt, and so we had to an Ocean County person went up and actually rescued the items and took them over to the museum in Trenton. So they have whole warehouses in Trenton filled with these items. So
this is kind of like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. Yes.
They put the Ark in the back, and it just sits there in the warehouse as opposed to the people being able to see it.
Exactly, right. So that's what happens. Now, that's one of the things we're confronting at Cedar Bridge, for instance, with these all these artifacts, is which ones do you pick out to show people? And because a lot of it's garbage. I mean, some of it is just shells and so on and so forth. But there's all these little tidbits of that, this, that, and the other thing. And of course, you also have to be careful identifying the sites, because then people go out with their metal detectors, and unfortunately, they can disturb something that's really significant for the
right. And I'm sure to one person something has no value, to another person has a lot of value, and when it comes to your eyes, you probably see things a lot differently than I would when I picked up something on the side.
Well, it's not my specialty, but I have to say that the Monmouth University has conducted 2 studies, one in 2010 and one in 2014, at the site. And they found these rocks that just look like rocks, but apparently, these guys the experts can look at them, and they find that they're fire cracked, which means that some Native American back, 1,000 years ago had a fire at this intersection of a road and a stream, and they must have been cooking there, because somehow the fire got hot enough to crack these rocks. So I would never have been able to identify that, but Dr. Richard Veit from Monmouth University has come down with his students, as I said, twice. And they're going to come again in 2017.
Somebody's garbage is somebody's treasure. So, and we're going to come back in a moment with Tim Hart from Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission. I want to talk about some of those other historical projects he has worked on. We'll be back in the moment.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Make a difference at the Jersey Shore. 732-505-1160. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant. It is 6:22 on a beautiful 30-degree day here in downtown Toms River, and we are continuing our conversation with Tim Hart, the Ocean County Cultural and Heritage Commission Director. I almost forgot your title there, Tim.
Well, it's easier just to say Ocean County Historian. It's much shorter.
They didn't give me that cheat sheet, so thank you very much. That helps me a lot. History actually happens to be, I don't really have a lot of hobbies, but I do like history. I studied it in college a little and love to go to different places. And last summer I had the opportunity to go to Gettysburg. And one of the things that amazed me the most was that the tour guides, aside from the fact of having incredible knowledge, they just kind of felt like that they lived it, that it was,
absolutely.
So I looked through. Yeah, I looked through your historical project list, and you do a lot of those walking tours. You do a lot of that. So I guess my question is, I know you're born and raised in Ocean County. You live it, every day.
Yeah, it's so much fun because what we try to do, especially with the young people, is sort of challenge them because every town in America kind of has its own McDonald's and Holiday Inn or whatever, and what sets your town apart gives you a sense of place, and that's unique in each of the towns in Ocean County, and Ocean County in general, and it's a lot of fun to share that with kids.
So you brought in a great topic there, kids, and we're always talking about we want to make sure that our kids have more than we have, and we want to prepare our kids for the future. And so I'd like to talk about, I have in front of me here the draft, I was told, brochure and flyers for Thursday night, Salute to Ocean County, a celebration of arts and heritage, to be held this Thursday night, April 7th at 6:30. Program starting at 7 at the Grunin Center for the Arts at the Ocean County College. So, Tim, can you tell me a little about this program and what we should expect?
Well, if you can imagine the Oscars, there's a number of awards that are given, and in between there's entertainment. In our case, the entertainment are the students who are part of the Ocean County Teen Arts Festival, and so this is our fifth event, and each year it gets a little bit better. And this year the Grunin Foundation is helping us to make things a little less boring, a little more exciting, and they always sort of bring a twist. So they actually are bringing a twist. They love contests, and so the students who are performing, there'll be 5 groups, and then 3 documentaries were made, and of those 8 groups, the one that is judged to be the best will receive a $5,000 award for their school.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, the Grunins have really fundamentally changed philanthropy in Toms River and in Ocean County, and it sort of adds that extra spice that sometimes you need to make things a little less boring.
Now Jeremy's not here. He's probably on a plane, not listening, so you don't have to say that. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's okay. No, I tell you, I find Jeremy Grunin to be one of the most remarkable people I've ever encountered. He has he came on over the last 2-3 years, and he has learned about philanthropy and the nonprofit world, which had taken me like 30 years to learn. He's picked up in the last 3 years, and he's quite a remarkable guy, and I really he's made a real difference.
I sit on several boards with Jeremy, and I've learned a lot from him. I'd like to think he's learned a little bit from me, but maybe not. But he is definitely one of the fastest learners that I do know. And so this program looks great. Now, you said there's going to be 8 schools that'll be or 8 programs that are competing, 3 documentaries, and then 5 acts, and they've already been pre-selected.
Oh, absolutely. See, the Teen Arts Festival, which happened back in March, all the high schools in New Jersey, in Ocean County, can send their competitions, fine art, paintings and sculptures and stuff like that, documentaries, and then they come, and then the ones who are judged for excellence, the very best ones, are then invited to come to this program at night. And then the public gets to see them. Their parents can come out, and other people can see them.
Okay, so let's hold it, Tim. Let's hold it right there as a little teaser, because we'll talk about them when we come back from the break. And so this way people have to hold on to find out who these 8 are that they're going to see on Thursday night. And we will be back. Please join the conversation at 732-505-1160. Back in a moment.
The news never stops at WOBMAM.com. Get the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin, News Talk Radio, WOBMAM 1160 and 1310. Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBMAM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. Welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 6:35, a beautiful 30 degrees in downtown Toms River. Please join the conversation at 732-505-1160. We will continue our interview with Tim Hart, who is the Ocean County historian, as he helped me shorten his title. Tim, you still there?
I'm still here.
So we were talking, so there's 8 performances or 5 performances and 3 documentaries on Thursday night, April 7th at the Salute to Ocean County, which will be held at the Grunin Center for Arts at Ocean County. So of the 5 acts, are they acts, or it sounds like you also said they just could be art?
Well, so first of all, there were 250 pieces of fine art or two-dimensional art that were submitted. 50 of those were judged to be excellent. So there will be a $1,000 prize, thanks to the Grunin Foundation, for the best piece of art. That'll be announced. And the kicker is, and the Grunins always have a kicker, is they have to be present. So if the number 1 group is not there, it goes to the number 2 group and so forth down until we get the winner. On the groups that are performing, we have 3 documentaries. We have 3 adults who are receiving major awards, Carl Jablonski for history, a lifetime of history, Kathleen Engelson for art, and Marshall Kern for advocating history. And so the 3 high schools, Lacey, Central, and Jackson Liberty, have made mini documentaries about them, again, with the help of the Grunins' financial support. And then there are 5 groups. There's Brick High School is doing a performance called Coffee Break. There's a wind ensemble from Toms River South. There's a chorus from Southern Regional. And there'll be a dancer from Southern Regional, Amanda Sullivan, and so each of these groups will perform, and then so they all have to stay to the end to see who gets the grand prize. But the grand prize is $5,000, and then there's a second and third place of $1,000 each. So it has a little bit of competition. The money goes to the schools. In the case of the artists, the money actually goes to the artists so that they can pursue their education like a scholarship. So it's added that little bit of adrenaline and that little sense of competition, which the Grunins love, and it's a great motivator.
So this has been like a 8 or 10 month build up to this event. Yeah, of course, and it really and that's the whole idea, is that there wasn't a time or a place in Ocean County where adults and community groups and students and teachers could all get together, and this forum that the Ocean County College helps us with is that forum, so that everybody can kind of mix and network, and you can kind of see, I'm really interested in art. Oh, here's somebody, Kathleen Engelson, who has, her whole life has supported herself and her family by painting art in Ocean County. So it's a real, and then people from the state come down, so it's nice they can see what we're doing. And then I don't know if Jeremy has gone into this yet, but he and his foundation are funding the first
resurrection of the New Jersey Teen Arts, which will be in June. So
that's right. Yes,
of Ocean County will go on. It's really remarkable what they've done. So
yeah, he has talked about that, and I guess everybody is looking forward to that. I know we had a couple guests on a couple weeks ago, and that's going to be great. And I know I do know Marshall Kern and everything that he has done locally, and especially I do believe he was the man behind the scenes last year, bringing the statues to downtown Toms River.
He put his own money forward, which I always think that's a great thing, you know.
Yeah, you put your money forward, you stand behind it, and right. You've now explained one thing to me. When I looked at this brochure, I was a little nervous because I saw performance and it said Jeremy Grunin, but I guess he's going to be giving out the award at the end of the night for the best performance.
I don't know he has any artistic ability, but in the philanthropy world, he's been doing a really good job.
He has done a great job, and we'll have to question him on his artistic. And I do know he's a dancer.
I had heard that. Yeah, Dancing with the Stars or whatever for the Girl Scouts. Right?
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job last year with his partner, and I think that they have. He did such a great job. They have asked him to retire. So, so I think he'll be a judge from now on. But so now, is there tickets available for Thursday night, or how do people get to go?
It's free to the community. The college provides the facility. The Grunins are supplying the food, and through the John Bartlett and the Ocean County freeholders, we're supplying the programming. And it's a free evening. It'll actually be simulcast on TV 20, which is the Ocean County channel, and so people can't get out. It's supposed to be raining that night. And if they can't get out, they can actually just watch it on their TV. And it's a great opportunity for the kids, though. Their performances, unfortunately in our society, and I played sports, but sports get all the activities, the football
right.
team. And the arts kids don't always get that. And this is this is their night to shine. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember we used to say in school that we had, and back in my day too, we had art on a cart. That
right,
yep.
Yeah.
The art teacher would stroll her cart in to do art in school, and it's actually pretty funny in the day and age of Facebook. One of my friends on Facebook is my kindergarten /art teacher, Miss Virginia Shepherd, Virginia Ostrogen, and she still today puts all of her art up on Facebook that she still does today. And
did you keep any of your art on her refrigerator?
I think it's actually, it's my mom passed away 11 years ago. When I cleaned the house out, I found a box of all of my childhood art. And so she was proud of it. When I looked through it, I wasn't that proud of what I had done back then. But my artistic ability is limited.
Right.
But it's
still important. Artistic expression is still important. So
it is. I mean, actually, my three daughters are extremely artistic, and they definitely do not take after me. And so what we're going to do is, so this is Thursday night, April 7th. From 6:30 is the dessert reception. Program starts at 7. As we already heard from Tim, it is free. So, Tim, we have one more break coming up. So over this break, I'm going to give you the thought process that you need to think about. We have something here on the show called Jeremy's Magic Wand. And if you had unlimited opportunities, unlimited funds, what would you do to change the lives of people here in Ocean County? And so think about that. We'll be back in a moment.
Get more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin at our website, WOBMAM.com. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back. It is 6:46, and it is still 30 degrees in beautiful downtown Toms River. We are continuing our conversation with Tim Hart, the Ocean County historian. We've been talking about Thursday night's Salute to Ocean County, a celebration of arts and heritage, which will be held at the Grunin Center for the Arts at Ocean County College, and it starts at 6:30 is the dessert reception, 7 o'clock is the program. So before we went to break, we set Tim up with the Jeremy Grunin Magic Wand on how he could change people's lives here in Ocean County. And let's see in 3.5 minutes what Tim came up with.
Well, I think what I would do is get a bus for all the schools, and I would get their kids to go out in their communities and meet with their the local historical societies, historians, and actually drive around and walk through their towns so the kids had a sense of what they were involved in. I'd have an environmentalist with them to talk about the different environmental aspects, and also the arts groups. There have been some success stories. Stafford Township and Pine Shores Art, they get the adult artists to come in and teach the kids, and I think that is getting kids in touch with their community. I think that's what I would do if I had
that is awesome. It's interesting, too, because I was back in my hometown up in Somerset County over last week, and it's not the Somerset County I grew up in. I mean, I remember farmland and open space, and a lot of it now is hotels and corporate buildings, and so I think my childhood is very different than somebody else's childhood, so to be able to walk with somebody who remembers what it was gives that extra education so the kids are not just seeing things for what it is today.
Right. In Manahawkin, we have the Walmart is built where there was an airport. So when they came to the planning board, they put a little sign on there and a little biplane, and it's just a little reminder that it wasn't always the way it is now. So.
Yeah, that is great, and I do think it is. I think a lot of education these days is geared towards standardized testing, so getting them out of the classroom, into the field, into an opportunity to see something and touch something, I think is really the best part, the best education we could give our kids.
Well, and then those kids react with their families, and then that just involves everybody in the community, and they feel like it's their own place, their own sense of place, which I think is key to not feeling like you're homogenized and pasteurized just like everybody else across.
Oh, right. I mean, a kid goes to Six Flags once in the summer, and every day they want to drag their kids to Six Flags. They go to a museum and they enjoy it. They're going to want to drag their parents to Six Flags. They go to a museum and they enjoy it. They want to grab their parents and go back to that museum.
Well, especially if it's not 2 hours away. I mean,
exactly.
Unfortunately, you take the kids to the Franklin Institute, and they get to see the Franklin Institute for an hour and a half, and they're on the bus for 4 hours. So.
Right. Definitely. So, Tim, how would people get in touch with you if they have more questions about Ocean County, they want to do tours? What is the best way to get a hold of you? 732-929-4779. And we have our own website. You just Google Ocean County Culture and Heritage Commission, and we have quite an interesting website, and we're always willing to help people. You don't want to give out that long website address? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
People be driving off the road trying to take down that website address.
Right.
Now does your office offer like free tours or free programs?
Sure.
And all they would have to do
it for all 600,000 residents, but we do group tours, and we put together programs. We pay through our funds to bring kids down from Lakewood High School, for instance, and grade schools to Ocean County College and Ocean Gate, Seaside, and we do programming, send them to the planetarium, and then we get the kids to see Ocean County College. What a great opportunity that most people in the county, most students, whatever their socioeconomic background, don't understand the opportunity that's there at Ocean County College. And with the cost of a college education today, my family could not have sent me to college today. The cost is just astronomical, and anything we can do to get kids on Ocean County College, it's sort of a little secret up our sleeves that we're bringing them there for whatever purpose, but we're really bringing them there so they get exposed to Ocean County College, and they say, it's a pretty good place.
Maybe trust me, my youngest is going to be heading off to college this fall, so I know the cost of college. Tim, I do appreciate you joining us this morning. Again, we want to make sure that everybody gets out on Thursday night, April 7th, to the Grunin Center for the Arts at Ocean County to view, to be entertained, and to see the talent that we have in the Salute to Ocean County, a celebration of arts and heritage. And we do thank Tim Hart, the Ocean County historian, for joining us this morning on Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. Thank you, Tim, and everybody will be back in a moment.